The program is targeted at private companies with projects that can boost local production and create jobs. Through the window, an applicant can apply for as much as 5 billion naira. The key performance indicators on economic growth, non-oil export, import reduction, local capacity, local factor utilization, and others are to assess applicants for selection. The Governor of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, was speaking at the formal launch of the 100 for 100 scheme, explained that the primary objective of the CBN in introducing the initiative was to ensure that priority was accorded to companies that display verifiable progress in the bank's import substitution and job creation drive.
The 100 for 100 policy for production and productivity, an intervention of the Central Bank of Nigeria designed to stimulate investment in Nigeria's priority sectors with the core objective of boosting production and productivity, which would aid our efforts to stimulate greater growth of our economy and create employment opportunities in our country. Under this initiative, every 100 days, manufacturers in critical sectors that seek to engage in greenfield projects or in expanding their existing facilities will have access to cheaper forms of credit at single-digit rates, as well as foreign exchange to procure plants and machineries. This program has the potential to significantly accelerate manufacturing output, promote further diversification of our economy, and enable faster growth of our non-oil exports. More specifically, the PPP will help to reduce our over-reliance on imports and stimulate productivity in agriculture, in healthcare, manufacturing, extractive industries, logistics services, trade-related infrastructure, and renewable energy. This launch also fulfills the commitment we made during the unveiling of the first central bank digital currency, CBDC, the e-Naira, by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari on the 25th of October 2021, when we announced that the CBN will introduce a 100 for 100 policy on production and productivity, under which eligible companies in priority sectors will be screened and 100 companies will be selected to receive funding from the CBN every 100 days, beginning from November 1, 2021. The selection of subsequent beneficiaries will be rolled out over every 100 days with new sets of 100 companies, and details of these companies will be published in the major national dailies. Today's launch of the 100 for 100 policy for production and productivity initiative and checks presentation to selected companies is a culmination of our engagement with critical stakeholders in the manufacturing sector and financial institutions, as well as our reliance on imports for food and industrial raw materials, towards one that is self-sufficient and self-reliant, with strong commitment towards ensuring that Nigerians produce what they eat and eat what they produce. In line with the administration's policy focus to stimulate domestic production and productivity, the CBN has continued to introduce various policy measures in the form of interventions to stimulate low-cost and sustainable financing to priority sectors and segments of the economy.
Emefiele added that the funds disbursed to beneficiaries for the 100 for 100 policy, which is stressed were loans, followed due screening of the application received. He added that the project, valued at 23.2 billion naira, comprised 14 in the manufacturing sector, 12 in the agricultural sector, and 2 in the healthcare sector. He said for the first cycle of the 100 for 100 policy witnessed 243 applications valued at 321.06 billion naira spread over key sectors including agriculture, energy, health, manufacturing, and services sector. All were submitted on the portal. Emefiele revealed that after much engagement, 79 applications valued at 121.87 billion naira were received from the banks for projects in 6 sectors. He said the requests were carefully screened and scrutinized against a set house selection criteria and were also categorized into production efficiency and scalability, local content capacity, job creation, and human capital development, operating sector relevance, and potential contribution to economic growth. But only 28 companies with projects that clearly articulated their proposals were selected for funding. He added that the CBN has the intention to revisit the applications that were declined with a view to understand areas of their shortcomings and enabling more companies to benefit from the initiative meant to stimulate manufacturing output in the country.
Is one of such interventions designed to fast-track productive activities in priority sectors. Under this program, eligible applicants will be required to submit their applications to their banks, after which a notification is submitted on a dedicated portal highlighted as https 100for100ppp.ng, which has been created to ensure transparency and allow applicants to track the status of their applications. Specifically, for the first cycle of the initiative ending today, and that is the reason we decided that we must launch it today, 243 applications valued at 321.06 billion naira, spread over key sectors such as agriculture, energy, healthcare, manufacturing, and services sectors, were submitted on this portal. After much engagement, 79 applications were received from the banks, valued at 121.87 billion for projects in 6 sectors, namely agriculture, energy, healthcare, manufacturing, mining, and services sector. The requests were carefully screened and scrutinized against a set-out selection criteria, which is categorized into production, efficiency and scalability, local content capacity, job creation and human capital development, operating sector relevance, and potential contribution to economic growth in Nigeria. So I can understand that out of 243 applications valued at 321.06 billion, only 79 applications came through to the CBN for the banks, valued at 121.87 billion naira. It means the applications that we received went through some very strenuous process of screening to ensure that they meet our requirements. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, following due screening of the applications received, I'm pleased to inform you that, unfortunately, only 28 companies with projects that have clearly articulated proposals were selected for funding. These projects, valued at 23.20 billion naira, comprise 14 in the manufacturing sector, 12 in the agricultural sector, and 2 in the health sector. When fully operational, these projects are expected to create over 20,000 direct and indirect jobs across multiple sectors of our economy, as well as generate close to $125.8 million in foreign exchange earnings. It is important to note that 5 of the selected projects are greenfield projects seeking to exploit the huge opportunities in key sectors of our economy. Let me say that you could see I use the word unfortunately, only about 28 companies came through CBN's process. We'll go back and review the list of those who may have issues that we would like to deal with and see how more and more companies qualify for these. Because this is a noble idea that is meant to stimulate manufacturing output in Nigeria, create jobs for our people, reduce over-reliance on imports, and effectively grow our economy.
The Minister for Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, lauded the Central Bank of Nigeria for spurring economic activities through its various intervention programs. Ngige noted that while productivity remained crucial for economic growth, the Apex Bank intervention has been key in achieving Buhari's aspiration to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. Ngige said the country must take advantage of its growing population to boost the economy. He warned that the country might be sitting on a keg of gunpowder if nothing was done to address youth restiveness to the employment generation, stressing that the Nigerian economy was still not properly diversified. He added that without the various interventions of the CBN, the economy might collapse.
This occasion is part of your bank's sustained commitment to spearheading initiatives to spur productivity and oil the ways of economic progress in our country, Nigeria. Productivity, as you all know, forms the basis for everything we are doing. Anything we are doing is we are laboring, we are doing work. And if you're doing work and there's no productivity there, you might as well forget it. So for you to go to all the sectors, pick people in agriculture, in health, real sectors, manufacturing, logistics services, means that you people have also keyed into the fact that we must try to produce. We must try to be productive. And unless we get to be productive in Nigeria, all the things we are saying will come to nothing. And I'm happy that the CBN governor has, in all the things he's doing, if you look at all the programs, all the innovations, you will always see agriculture. Agriculture is the low-hanging fruit. And it's in agriculture that you have reproduction. It's in agriculture that everybody that is involved in agriculture must exhibit productivity. If you don't, then you harvest nothing. So that is the productivity at work. I use it to give the simple idea of productivity. People in banking, they must be productive too. People in catering and other, if you don't show productivity, you lag behind. So, Mr. Governor, we thank you for what you're doing, because this is aligned with the federal government priority on job creation and lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. It's a program initiated and being driven by Mr. President, and all of us have keyed into it. And given the challenges of our high unemployment rate in Nigeria, which rose from 6.4% about 10 years ago to now an all-time high of 33% in 2020 estimate, and 2021 is up to 43 if you combine it. So we have no choice than to embrace productivity stimulating programs. Our youth population is also budging, and there's the young ones, the young population. If we don't use it to an advantage, it becomes a disadvantage. And we can all see today that it is not to our advantage, especially the galloping population in growing rate. It outstrips our GDP growth rate, and so we have problem. The youths from age 18 to age 35, 40, we have seen the challenges. Boko Haram, we have seen it. We have also seen IPOB, unemployment. We have also seen Avengers. We have seen Oduduwa Nation agitators. They are not gainfully busy, these young people. So we're all sitting on a keg of gunpowder. So So we thank the governor for some of his programs, Anchor Bora program in particular, which is feeding the nation, and the 1 trillion and the rest of them all. Because our nation today, whether we like it or not, we have not adequately diversified. Mono economy, we're still not talking about petroleum. What is petrol doing? And for a mono economy, with an over-reliance on dwindling oil revenues and heavy imports, we have to change the narrative.
Stakeholders, including Deposit Money Banks, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, and the beneficiary companies, all commended the Peace Bank and expressed confidence in the ability of its initiative to boost domestic production as well as diversify the economy.
Over the years, the Central Bank of Nigeria has shown demonstrable ingenuity and capacity in modeling and pushing through pragmatic initiatives that will facilitate the realization of its core mandate of ensuring price and financial system stability and promotion of sustainable economic development policies and strategies. The CBN is again at the threshold of another initiative, the launch of the 100 for 100 policy for production and productivity, which is coming at an opportune time when the nation is exploring means of economic diversification, not only to reverse its overdependence on importation, but more importantly, to galvanize local production of goods and services that will trigger employment generation, wealth creation, and poverty eradication.
Nigerians have been exporting raw materials for the last 200 years or more, from shea nut butter to crude oil, and yet have made very little impact on our economy and on our people. I believe the real reason is simply because we have not adopted, accepted, and implemented this President Muhammad Buhari's desire. And the one way we should do it, and we must do it, is indeed to do what Governor Emefiele has been trying over the past several years, to encourage Nigerians first to grow their products and to transform those products into the things they consume.